Hello folks, and welcome back on my next adventure. We are well into spring now, at least as far as the calendar is concerned. I am out at the back of Blair Atholl, heading for one of the slightly remoter Munros in the Cairngorms. I am out to test a one-man Christmas present that I got, but there'll be more on that later on. The hill that I'm heading for today is Ben Gerarg. It's a Munro. As I mentioned, it's one of the harder to get to, or at least slightly harder to get to. I think if you do it in one day, it's 16, 18 miles, something like that. So it felt like a good candidate for a camping trip. I mentioned that we're well into spring. That means the clocks have gone forward, so I took advantage of that, plus the fact I'm camping, to have a slightly later start. So I've been on the go for maybe an hour and a half, and it's time for spot lunch. So I'm going to eat that and enjoy the views. So I've been on the go for about 3 hours now, including stopping for lunch, and I'm finally heading directly into the main body of the ascent. But before I got to that, I've got this lovely mountain stream that I'm following, which is, and I'm probably going to butcher this, it's called the Alt Shekikin, maybe. Down at the bottom of it, there was a lovely bothy that I knew nothing about. Very well maintained bothy, which when I get home, I'll look the name up and put it up on screen for you. But it's very nice, very well looked after. I reckon I've got another couple of hours to get to the summit of Ben Gerarg. From where I am, I've got about another 500 metres of ascent, maybe about 5 kilometres. Welcome to the summit of Ben Gerarg. We're up at 1,008 metres, and I found some snow in here. We're up at 1,008 metres, and it's a little bit windy. So I'm going to find somewhere to sit and get a little bit of shelter from the wind. So as I was saying, this is Ben Gerarg, and we're at 1,008 metres. The Ben Gerarg means red hill, presumably because of all the red coloured granite that I've seen when I've been coming up. It's been a very pleasant day. It's a little bit cool up here on the summit. We've dropped down to 5 degrees now. The wind chill's probably knocking it just into around the 0 mark. So it's 20 to 5, so it's probably a good time to go find somewhere to pitch that Christmas present that I briefly mentioned at near the start of the video. I've been wandering around for a good 20 minutes now, trying to find the rivers. When I dropped down out of the hills at the top of the rivers, there weren't any water. I've had a little bit of a wander trying to find where the rivers are properly in effect so I can draw water from them. And then trying to find something that's vaguely usable as a campsite for the night. It's very lumpy terrain here, lots of heather. I think I've finally got a spot, so now I need to get the tent up. So here we have it, here's my new tent. It's a Durston X Mid 1, and I decided to get myself a one-man pole trekking tent because I'd quite like to do some longer distance routes, and I think that'll be by myself. So let's see about pitching this. There we go, one Durston X Mid 1. I don't think it's going to receive any prizes for pitching quality, but it'll do me for the night. We can have a look on the inside once I get my bed all set up. So I have no idea how well we're going to see this, but as you can see, my Nemo mat pretty much fills it for width, and because it's got this off-center shape, so the inner is at an angle compared to the outer, you get this nice triangle at the bottom and another one up at the top for storing random things. So that is it. We have this nice big porch area which will be good for storing my rucksack, and there's one at both sides. Rucksack at one side, and if the weather's rubbish, cook at the other side. So we've skipped straight past the boiling of water and onto the ready to eat meal. Figured you wouldn't want to see yet another montage of me using my jet boil. Tonight's meal is Summit to Eat chicken fried rice, which I have never had before. So let's give it a go. Nothing wrong with that. It's not the most exciting meal in the world, but it'll do me for this evening. Good evening. I don't know how well you can see me. The little floodlight on top of my GoPro just decided to run out of batteries. I guess it is a little bit cold this evening. I've had a very nice evening lying here. I had a nice cup of decaf tea, a chocolate bar, listened to a couple of episodes of the Adventure podcast. I've forgotten how nice it is to wild camp and just lie down and not have anything to do. There's no computer, there's nobody to talk to, there's no messages on the phone, no email. It's been a very pleasant evening. Just been lying here, listening to the podcast and watching the Ben Gerard that I was up earlier. It's actually started to get a little bit of clouds on the top of it, a little bit of mist settling down overnight, so we'll see how that develops. Right now I'm going to go brush my teeth, going to get changed into my puffy bedtime trousers and get some good hours of sleep. So I shall see you in the morning. Oh, good morning, folks. It's a bit later than I planned on waking up. I did wake at 6, but it was raining outside. Not too heavily, but heavy enough that I didn't want to get out. So I pulled my buff over my eyes and went back to sleep. Alright, let's take a look and see what the outside world looks like. Looks like the clouds down on the top of the hills a wee bit. Alright. Time to get up and get breakfast going. So now that I'm actually up and out of my tent, I get to see where the clouds really are. And it looks like I'm getting just a little bit of an inversion as I look down into the glen there. So there's a little reminder of why we come into the hills. You get to see beautiful things like that. And if I swing around over here just above the tent, we can see that the sun's just starting to creep over the top of this hill off to my left hand side. And that's where I'm going to be heading once I get my breakfast done. Well, that's breakfast all done. Just had the standard Wayfarer all day breakfast. It's as far as I'm concerned, that's the best way to get going on a Sunday morning. At least when you're in the hills, maybe not at home. So I just need to pack away all this stuff into the bag. It started to rain, so I might maybe chuck my waterproof jacket on and then get going. So rather than have you watch that, we'll do one of these. And there we go. As always, leave no trace. There's not much I can do about this dry shape, but I'm sure the rain that started and the clouds that have come down will put paid to that soon enough. So now I need to head this way and get up onto the ridge that leads up to this Corbett. So time to get going. I'm just at the top of a lesser summit of the Corbett that I'm going up today, and I've just got this wonderful view down into the other glen, and I don't think the camera will do it justice, but I just want to spin you around a little bit and show you how beautiful this is. Clouds really make a hill, especially when they're below you, and this is just absolutely fantastic. Right, this is the top of the Corbett Ben Vionach. Like just about every other hill that's got Vein or Vion or Vionach in its name, it means middle hill. I have no idea what height we're at. Let's just take a look at the map and see. While I'm doing that, I will cut in some footage, spinning you around so you can see the complete lack of views that I've got. I've not timed it well to get up here ahead of the clouds. So what was an inversion is now just clouds as far as I'm concerned. So Ben Vionach sits at 901 metres. So what's that? 13 metres short of being a Munro? And it's amazing what a difference 13 metres makes. The cairn, if this was a Munro, would be a lot less unassuming than this one is. I mean, it's still relatively big for a Corbett, but you know, it is just it's a nice little marker rather than some of the monstrosities you find on the tops of Munros. So there's no point me lingering here in the clouds and getting wet. It's time to start heading back downhill, head back towards Old Blair where my car is. hopefully this will clear up, because there's some, it's a nice path back the way down through Glentilt. And yeah, I'll bring you back somewhere down there. I'm going to get going. So I've lost about half the height that I need to lose before I get back to the car, and I'm finally in a position where I've got views again. It's a completely circular route that I'm on. I don't touch the same position until I'm back at the car. So this is something that I've not seen before. It's wonderful dropping down off a hill and you're not looking at somewhere that you passed on the way out. That's a fair old drop of water down there. So I'm down out of the hills, and I'm down in amongst the trees, and I'm following a pretty boring road with the atmosphere getting punctuated by occasional gunfire. I've had a nice day and a half out. It's been nice to get out and try out the new Durston tent. I found it worked pretty well for me, perfect for one person. Loads of space, way more space. Way more space than my 1.5 man tent. So this is going to be my new staple when it's just me. It's been nice to get some exercise. And now I need to munch up these last 3 kilometres, get back to the car and get home, because I'm already running late. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next adventure.